long have you been at the Church of the Living God?
Since 1947.
And who brought you to the Church of the
My
Living God?
next door neighbor. They were real friendly with my grandfather and my step-grandmother, and she asked me didn't I want to go to church sometime. I said, oh yes, my grandmama loved that. So she took me to the church that night, and I've been there ever since. I was baptized in June of 47 in a lake, not a pool. Pittsburgh Lake.
Where is Pittsburgh Lake?
It's in East St. Louis. Out from East St. Louis a little bit. It's a fishing lake. Trees and snakes and everything was there, but we didn't worry about that particular time. We didn't have any trouble and we didn't have any worries. We said the Lord will take care of the snakes, and the snake care of us too. So we didn't have any fear. I didn't.
Okay, I know that's right. Where are you from?
West Point, Mississippi.
So what brought you to St. Louis?
My granddaddy.
East St. Louis.
My granddaddy. He was, our mothers died when we were young. And he took care of us, he and his wife, our grandmother. But she passed away. And after that left the four of us grandchildren with granddaddy. So he took care of us. My granddaddy was a Sunday school teacher, so he taught me from the Bible from the time I could talk back to him, you know. I went to school at the little church we had. That's what black folks had, the church out in the country. So that's where I started my ABCs from, the church.
How has being a part of the church impacted your life?
Oh, well, I always was raised that God was God. Beside him, there was no other. So my granddaddy was a Christian, and he wanted me to do the same thing. And the lady next door, Miss Gillespie, Sister Gillespie, told me, she said, look, you're grown, you're married, and you got a baby, got two little kids. You need to be in church. I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, would you like to be with our church? I said, yes, because I had visited other churches. And said, would you like to go with me? We're having revival. It's starting next week. And I told her, yes, I wanted to go. So this particular night, I got my little girl ready. And she and I went with Sister Gillespie to church. And when the pastor opened the doors of the church, I walked down the aisle, and she held my baby.
You know, the women's work has been around for some time. How has that impacted or encouraged your life?
I was president. I think it was about 15 years.
At what temple?
This one, 203.
Okay, yes.
Well, I got along. I learned to get along with women. Because if you know something and you think I need to know, tell me. I'll listen. Good, bad, or ugly. You know, you're supposed to listen to people. That's why some of these kids do so much damage. They don't listen to their parents. They listen to the television.
What would you say to encourage this current generation?
I think these seem like the youngsters don't care for people like we did. I love my little neighbors up the street. We went to school together, went to church together, went to YPPU together. We didn't have a lot of fussing, disagreement and all that. Fighting and shooting. We knew what guns were for, but you heard something you hardly ever heard when I was growing up, was people getting shot. We just didn't hear that. They used their guns for hunting, and they kept one up on the door for my granny for protection. To my knowledge, the young people are not really paying attention to the parents. I think they feel like if they pay too much attention or do right too long, they'll miss something. The devil is busy, and he don't mind working on our kids. We have to pray for our kids, because the world that they live in is different from the world that I came up in. And I always wanted my children to do well, do something nice, do something good. And I took them to church. I didn't send them. When they got big enough, teenagers, then sometime you go to church, I'm gonna cook dinner and I'll be on a little bit later. That's the way country folks did.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you.